Afternoon guys, back out in the wild and wonderful again. Grotty old day, it's nice to be out in the fresh air. And in keeping with the local restrictions at the moment, I'm just down the road. It's not so much a woodland as sort of waste ground, but it's green. It's away from everyone, which is quite nice for a bit of a wander. So yes, I'm here to do a bit of a chat about 5 tips I've written down for beginners while camping. Now, like all the other guys, I can rant on about all this for ages and ages, loads and loads and loads of tips, but it's trying to pick some that somebody else hasn't already banged on about. So I'll do my best. Got the kettle on, so I'll get my brew sorted, and then we'll get into it. Crap, I'm stuck to my cup as usual. Right, so here we go. 5 tips, beginners tips for wild camping. Pretty obvious. Always take a torch, so especially staying out overnight. You need to see what you're doing. You're not necessarily going to have a fire on the go, and it's ill-advisable to have any flames or heaters or anything inside tents because of gas build-up and stuff. Even though it may be warm, it's not a good idea. But yeah, have a torch. More specifically, I find it's a lot more efficient and easier to use is a head torch, and that's all I take with me is a head torch. And a lot of my stuff is powered by like USB recharge. I always make sure what needs charging is well charged up before I go out. I always carry a power bank on me and a couple of leads in case stuff does need recharging, like my phone, my torch, stuff like that. But yeah, a head torch, you know, it's hands-free, set up on your app. There are even woolly hats and peak caps out there that have got little bags of LED lights built into them, so you know it's even more efficient. But yeah, I think it's the best bet. You know, I always tie it to the cinch up tie just inside the top of my pack, so it's always there ready to use. When I'm in camp I loosen it off, put it around my neck, so I've always got it on me in the evening, and then you stick it up on your app and hands-free light all evening. Very, very handy. You can hang it from your clips in your tent and in your tarp net and stuff like that. It's a torch, but for me it's like a natural evolution. Why carry a big old torch or even a hand torch around? You may prefer it. Well, I just think a head torch is better. You know, it's just a lot more efficient, like I said, hands-free. So there you go, my first tip. Tip number 1, head torch. So then, getting on to tip number 2, what I do before I go out, it all depends really what food you're taking. So if I'm taking like, I've got like stuff that's already packaged. So I want to do bacon sarnie or sausage sarnie in the morning. I'll get a few sausages out, I'll wrap them in foil, leave the packaging, all the other sausages at home, get myself out a few slices of bread, wrap them in foil. See where I'm going with this. What I try to do is, even though I take all my rubbish with me, I try and leave all the plastic packaging at home as much as possible and repackage stuff in foil if I can, or like, you know, one of my own little reusable Ziploc bags, because for one, there's less chance you're leaving all your crappy packaging lying around over the countryside. We don't want that. And especially with foil, once you're done with it, that's it. You just down into the tiny ball, chuck it in your pack, and that's it. Weighs nothing, it's not in the way, you don't feel like you're bringing anything out because it's practically non-existent. And also with foil as well, you can use it for something else if you want to. Quite handy. So yeah, that's my second tip. To keep down the packaging and traipsing loads of horrible plastic and rubbish and stuff and whatnot into a beautiful countryside is, if you can, repack your food, specifically into foil, because it's handy to reuse, like I said, and once you're done with it, it's in the bottom of your pack, it's practically non-existent. So tip number 2, repackage your food. Tip number 3 is a personal preference of mine. It's some would say almost like a comfort luxury. I always take one of my own pillowcases. Now, I just find you can't beat it at night, whether you're in a tent or a hammock. You know, I unroll my coat and my jumper because I don't obviously sleep in them. I stuff them inside my pillowcase, and I've got a lovely pillow. It's one of my pillowcases. You know, we all like the smell of it, how it feels. We've all got our favourite pillowcase that we like to snuggle down into, and it just all adds with that real comfort when you're getting into your sleeping bag or your hammock or whatever, laying your head down. And a lot of the time people make pillows out of coats and stuff anyway, so why not stuff it in one of your favourite pillowcases for that real added extra comfort value. Yet again, you can fold it up and roll it up, put it in a little plastic bag or whatever, or something waterproof so you know it's going to be nice and dry. Takes up no space, no weight, and it's a real, when it comes to bedtime, it's a real added bonus. So that's tip number 3 for me, for that added comfort at night. Take a pillowcase. Cheers. Ooh. Shift myself in the seat, the legs going dead. Number 4, tech. Now, yeah, we all do this to get away from the crazy technological lifestyles that we live. It's in our faces practically 24/7, and this is one of the main reasons we do what we do, is to get away from it all. But keep your own counsel on what tech you take with you. And obviously we're all going to take our phones. They're part of our lives nowadays, and they're a good thing to take, really, to be quite honest. You know, if you get in trouble you can call somebody. So we've got that now that we didn't have years and years ago. A lot of places that you go, if you do get into trouble, you can phone somebody for help straight away. But you know, like I said, lots want to commune with nature. Some people like to pitch up a camp, watch a movie. You can obviously get lots of apps on them, wildlife apps, apps for trees and fungi, all sorts of stuff, weather, navigation, the list is endless. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, I always carry a power bank on me. It's slightly bigger than a mobile phone, solar rechargeable, although I've never had to use that feature really to get myself out of trouble as far as charging kit goes. But all of my stuff that takes power, mainly my head torch and my phone, I've got 2 leads in there with a power bank. Obviously I make sure everything's charged up before I go out, but if I need to, I can recharge my torch and my power bank. So there you go. And there are other bits and pieces of tech you can take out with you. Let's face it, a lot of people say it's unnecessary, but if that's what you want to do to enjoy yourself, then use it. So yeah, I'm not saying don't listen to other people, obviously listen to advice, but we've all got our own preferences, likes and dislikes. So yeah, if you want to use tech, use it. It's part of our modern day life. if that's how you enjoy your camping, more power to you. So that's my tip number 4. You know, don't be afraid to use tech if you want to. Like I said, keep your own counsel. Tip number 5, it's a wider one really, it's all about gear and kit. There's never one size fits all set of kit for different camping, wild camping, hiking and stuff like that. You'll always find that wild campers and bushcrafters will use different kit to through hikers and, you know, distance hikers that go up on the peaks and the fells and stuff like that. So it's different kit. You know, if you're only walking 500 yards or a mile to your campsite, you can take more with you than you would be if you're hiking 10-15 kilometres a day over Brecon or Dartmoor. You know, you would be more geared towards really what you need and trying to keep your weight down. And it comes into things like your pack size as well. I mean, I've found over the years, I've been caught out with it, it's very easy to go, right, yeah, I'll get myself a nice 120 litre pack and I can always get everything I need in it, which is fair enough. But a lot of us fall into the trap of you've got a big pack, so you end up taking more than you need because you've got the room for it. So I'm not saying you need loads of different packs, but I've got a few. I've got like 60 litre, 100 litre and a couple of 35 litres. My main one is a 35 litre that I can add pouches and stuff to, and that will do me for a night or two away in all seasons. It's a frame pack as well, it's LK35, but I can get everything I need even in the deepest of winter onto that pack. Yet again, comes down to personal preference. I don't mind stuff being strapped on. You know, I like a modular system, and in the summer I'll take less with me because you're just not carrying the same sort of bulk that you would be to keep yourself warm in the winter time. Yeah, you know, it comes to like gear snobbery as well. I'm not saying only the good stuff is expensive, don't buy cheap crap, but do your research as well. And obviously, couple research experience will show you what you need and what you don't need, or what you like and what you don't like. It doesn't necessarily have to be the big name stuff. It doesn't have to be cheap stuff. But yeah, again, keep your own counsel, do your research and use your own experience. Don't get told by people that if you're not using certain gear, you're doing it wrong. If you're enjoying it, you're doing it right. So yeah, so there's my 5th tip. So there we go, just a short one. Quick coffee on a increasingly darker day. Not sure whether it's because it's late or whether it's because more rain clouds coming over, but nice bit of fresh air. There's my 5 tips to try and keep it slightly different from all the other guys. Hope you enjoyed that. As usual, please hit the like button. Always appreciate if you subscribe and let people know about the channel. Always helps me grow it. And share as well. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I will see you again very, very soon. Cheers.